Hello, everyone. Hi. Frankly, after receiving an invitation, I became panicked, as you can imagine, because this is a really completely different format to really to speak about. So it became my passion. Passion and mission is that which you love. I really like this experience. After I researched, I studied Brian Stevens' speeches, who is a TEDx speaker. He's my reference point. So I would like to thank Mr. Stevens from here, even though we don't know each other. So I just wanted to share shortly my experience, feelings, how my reaction to something new, which is TEDx speech. Everyone has her or his own story. So I will take you to my journey, if you may. Greek philosopher Aristotle, who created the communication theory, says that audience interest points are 65% emotions of your story for your audience is called pathos, and 25% facts and figures of your story called legos, 10% which you can relate yourselves is ethos. So, therefore, according to Aristotle's theory, I wanted to share my story. I would like to take you to my journey. It became my passion. I learned something new. My brain re-exercised the idea and my pulse rate increased. So I started to think and research. We all have a story, either we experienced or lived through. I would like to share experience of our grandparents. My first experience of volunteerism was with my grandmother. Her name was Hayat, means life. She was a great volunteer and passionate person. She was my hero because she had the passion to follow up what she believed in. She traveled with my grandfather during Bolshevik Revolution in 1917 from Russia to Japan, later on to USA, and finally to Turkey. Grandmother ran away from Russia with my great-grandfather. So, during this migration period, they faced or experienced different cultures, languages, lifestyle, people, and problems. Migration means actually homeless, jobless, no family. We call it struggle time. So, this is the point of thinking, how to cooperate, help each other, and at the same time, be a volunteer. So they were clamped together during this period with this togetherness, process started. Self-defense, helping each other without any questioning. We call this struggle of life, as Mandela says, because you feel that you should do something about that cause and search for solutions. So they established Kazan Turks Association and focus on 5 issues. They lead the process: togetherness, sharing, supporting each other, civil liberty, human rights for Kazan Turks, and finally, the protection. At this point, today, with TEDx speech, I realized that I always heard and felt and learned to find a solution for a cause, something I learned from grandparents. In order to protect cultural values, customs, me and my sister joined the journey of our grandparents, volunteer work. I was 15 or 16 years old. I learned and felt the importance of belonging to a group of people who has same concerns, which is very important. Today, when I look back, now I understand and realize the importance of this experience. This way, we learned to be a volunteer, to get possessions of our values, such as food, language, costumes, lifestyle, and unity. Another important aspect is that being a foreign woman in that Asian culture, who was my grandmother, she was a very passionate woman for that ancient time. Many TV channels broadcast documentaries on Kazan Turks. I saw that my grandparents was involved deeply, and point here is, as a woman, my grandmother was activist in a group of men during that time. When you think of that period of time and women's status, it is incredible, isn't it? Can you imagine? If you have a passion, go after it. Everyone will follow you. Don't give up. With this passion, they support their friends, businessmen, no matter in what country they were at. As an immigrant, you have to support each other in order to survive. This was a great learning experience, actually. As a result, if you're passionate, you will find the solutions. So here is a letter written to our grandparents in 1939, translated to Turkish, saying that thank you for you to be volunteering for us. With passion, find a solution and become a volunteer for your belief or for a cause. This is my personal learning. Finally, as an example, for a collective work, Kazan Turks has a special dessert which is built up like a building. A piece of dough cut into the millions of pieces by at least 20 people. Each piece is almost 1 centimeter. 20 people divide to the groups to prepare this dessert. Then one group of people will fry. The other group dips in the honey, and the other group pastes them all together. So you have the cake ready to eat. So the name is çek, means in pul in English, need a teamwork. In 21st century, we call it teamwork or collective work. This delicious and hard work dessert gets people all together to serve for the same specific purpose. Now, it's the dream time. May I ask you, please sit back and close your eyes for a second. Let's do it together. And dream. Do you have a story that you feel passionate about? Do you feel it? Are you volunteering for something? And think that, did I or anyone from my family was involved? Can you remember it? Do you have some memories? Are you passionate about something today? So, open your eyes, please. So, is anyone has this story? Do you have it? Did you dream about it? Anything makes you passion? Anyone? No? Okay. But still, if you go back home, I'm sure you have experienced something within your family, relatives. If I ask you to tell us your own story here, I'm sure each of you has their own story. So this is how we run after a cause or get involved in that specific cause. So if you want to be a volunteer for any cause, you have to always keep in mind the past, present, and the future in order to shape world's future. Remember the past. Passion, volunteer, teamwork is very important keywords in my life. I thank for my grandparents for being a role model. So, today, our concern is much different from the ancient times. Today, our main concern is climate change. It accommodates health threat, food shortage, poverty, shortage of water. So, therefore, today, our passion should focus on the survival of the world. So, I invite all of you to be a volunteer for the environment. React and be volunteer now. Thank you.